Greetings, I'm Johnny Trekkie. In my very first and very amateur travel video, we'll be exploring Lucerne, Switzerland. Lucerne is a gorgeous medium-sized city with its charming historic architecture and medieval wooden bridges along the Reuss River. Lucerne makes for a perfect home base for exploring this lovely part of Switzerland. It has plenty of restaurants and boutique shops. The Chapel Bridge is Lucerne's most famous wooden bridge. Great spot to take some photos for your social media. Some really old medieval art adorns the inside. Some of it's quite creepy. Also check out the smaller Spur Bridge, just as charming. This place is just beautiful in general. Be sure to see the grandiose Lion Monument. For those of you interested in farmers markets, Lucerne has them on Tuesdays and Saturdays. You'll find fresh fruits and vegetables, and locally made breads, cheeses, and meats. But I prefer to dine out for most of my vacation meals. Rathaus Brewery is a great place for both locals and tourists. Great craft beer, delicious Swiss comfort foods, and an amazing apple strudel. This all looks expensive, but in Switzerland, tax and tip are already included in the prices. But it's always nice to leave a couple of francs for good service. Laderack makes amazing decadent Swiss chocolates. They're also the most expensive chocolates I've ever had in my life. $55 a pound, pick up some tasty chocolate truffles filled with unique, seductive flavors. Now before you do anything, buy the Swiss Travel Pass online or at the train station. The pass covers most attractions and public transportation, which will save you hundreds of francs. Lake Lucerne is simply gorgeous. Riding the boat ferries is a slow but beautiful way to reach your destinations. One of Lucerne's best attractions is Piz Pilatus. The cogwheel train effortlessly takes you up 7,000 feet to some of those incredible views of the Swiss Alps. You are literally floating above the clouds. I also met some local birds who wanted to eat my leftover nuts.
Any other thoughts?
Two very scenic hours on the train takes you to Piz Gloria and the Schilthorn. The gondolas take you almost 10,000 feet up into the Swiss Alps. During a snowstorm like this one, it can be very windy and very scary. The snowstorm was still raging strong when we got up to the top, so we stayed inside and enjoyed some refreshing Swiss beers. Fortunately, the weather did clear up so we could enjoy the heavenly panoramic views of the Alps. It's also freezing up here. One of the worst James Bond movies was filmed here. They have a little museum dedicated to it. The tiny town of Gimmelwald was a ghost town when we got there, except for this fun slide that I just couldn't resist. And the next day we're cruising on lovely Lake Lucerne again, heading towards our next adventure. The tiny town of Witznau is where we'll take another cogwheel train to go up Lucerne's least exciting mountain, Piz Rigi. At 6,000 feet, it is not as impressive as Piz Pilatus or Piz Gloria, but it is still a beautiful place to visit, and if you have the Swiss Travel Pass, Piz Rigi is free and worth your time. Piz Rigi was incredible when we got to the top, but then the clouds quickly came. In less than 5 minutes, we couldn't see a damn thing. Oh well, time for a beer break. When it's time to go back down, be sure to sit on the right side of the train to get the best views. Likewise, sit on the left side of the train to get the best views when you're going up. And here's our boat for our last cruise along lovely Lake Lucerne. I think it's time for some fondue. Restaurant Vistern looked good, though it was packed with tourists. Fondue is good, but it's overrated.
It's really hot. It's delicious.
And that sums up our 4-day trek in Lucerne, Switzerland. For more details, activities, and restaurants, be sure to visit my nerdy travel website, johnnytrekkie.com. Until then, live long, travel, and prosper.